Ever felt like your emotions are controlling you instead of the other way around? One moment, you're feeling great, and the next, you're angry, sad, or frustrated over something small, maybe a rude comment, a bad grade, or even just getting stuck in traffic. It's like your emotions are a wild roller coaster, and you're just along for the ride. But what if I told you that you could take full control, no matter what happens? The ancient Stoics figured this out centuries ago. They understood that emotions aren't the enemy, it's how we react to them that matters. Instead of being controlled by feelings, they trained themselves to stay calm, think clearly, and never let emotions ruin their peace. And today, I'll share 7 simple Stoic strategies that will help you do the same. So, let's get into it. 1. Pause before reacting. When something upsets you, your first reaction is usually emotional. Maybe someone insults you, and you immediately want to snap back. Maybe you get bad news, and you instantly feel like your whole day is ruined. But here's the secret: pause before you react. The Stoics called this controlling your initial impulse. Before you let emotions take over, take a deep breath. Count to 5. Stay silent for a moment. Then ask yourself, is this really worth my energy? Will this matter in a week? Most of the time, you'll realize it's not as serious as it seems. And just by pausing, you'll stop yourself from making emotional decisions you might regret later. Point 2. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Let's be real, life is full of things you can't control. The way people treat you, the past, the weather, random bad luck. If you focus on these things, you'll always be stressed and frustrated. But what can you control? Your attitude, your actions, your mindset. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the greatest Stoics, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside of it." Realize this, and you will find strength. So instead of wasting energy on things you can't change, shift your focus. When someone is rude, you can't control them, but you can control your reaction. When plans don't go your way, you can't fix everything, but you can choose how you respond. That's real power. Point 3. Stop taking things personally. Let's face it, people can be rude. They might ignore you, talk behind your back, or say things that feel like a personal attack. And when that happens, it's easy to think, why are they treating me like this? Did I do something wrong? What if they don't like me? But here's the truth. It's not about you, it's about them. The Stoics understood that people act based on their own emotions, problems, and experiences, not because of you. Maybe that person who ignored you is lost in their own thoughts. Maybe the one who insulted you is dealing with their own insecurities. Maybe the person who doubted you just doesn't believe in themselves. Instead of thinking, why did they do this to me? Try thinking, maybe they're having a bad day. Their opinion doesn't define me. Imagine if Marcus Aurelius, the ruler of Rome, got upset every time someone talked behind his back. He didn't, because he knew it didn't matter. The moment you stop taking things personally, you become unshakable. Point 4. Question your emotions. Ever felt a wave of anger, jealousy, or sadness hit you out of nowhere? Maybe someone got something you wanted, and suddenly, you feel envious. Maybe someone criticized you, and you immediately feel defensive. But instead of letting emotions take over, question them. The Stoics believe that emotions often come from false assumptions. So when you feel something intense, take a step back and ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Is this emotion based on facts or just assumptions? What's the worst that can happen? For example, if someone ignores your text, you might feel rejected. But ask yourself, do I really know why they didn't reply? Maybe they're just busy. Or if you're nervous about failing a test, ask, what's the worst that can happen? Even if I fail, I can learn and try again. When you analyze your emotions, you stop letting them control you. You take the driver's seat. And that's how you stay calm, clear-headed, and in control. Point 5. Practice voluntary discomfort. Most people get emotional because they're not used to discomfort. A small inconvenience, like a rude comment, waiting in a long line, or failing at something feels unbearable. But what if you trained yourself to handle discomfort? What if you became unbreakable, no matter what life throws at you? That's exactly what the Stoics did. They practiced voluntary discomfort, intentionally putting themselves in tough situations so they wouldn't be shaken by anything. Try this. Take a cold shower. It's uncomfortable, but you'll build mental toughness. Fast for a few hours. You'll learn self-control and realize you don't need instant gratification. Sleep on the floor for a night. You'll appreciate comfort more and toughen your mind. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, would sometimes dress in rags and eat only simple food to remind himself that he could handle hardship. If he ever lost his wealth, he'd already be prepared. The more you train yourself to handle discomfort, the less little things will bother you. Someone insults you? You've handled worse. A bad day? No big deal. You become mentally strong, no longer controlled by emotions. Point 6. Use negative visualization. Here's a weird but powerful Stoic trick. Imagine losing something before it actually happens. It sounds negative, but it's actually the opposite. It's called negative visualization, and it helps you prepare for the worst so nothing shocks you. Appreciate what you have so you don't take things for granted. Try this. Imagine failing a test, not to make yourself anxious, but so if it happens, you're mentally ready. Imagine losing a friend, not to be sad, but to appreciate them more while they're here. Imagine your plans getting canceled, so when they do, you stay calm and adapt. The Stoics believe that when you expect setbacks, nothing catches you off guard. Life throws a problem at you, you already prepared for it in your mind. And the best part? When things go well, you'll feel grateful instead of taking them for granted. Imagine thinking you lost your phone, then realizing it's in your pocket. You feel relief and appreciation. That's the power of negative visualization. It trains you to stay in control, no matter what happens. Point 7. Focus on your long-term goals. A lot of emotional reactions come from short-term thinking. Someone insults you, you feel the urge to snap back. You feel sad or bored. You reach for instant comfort, junk food, distractions, or mindless scrolling. You fail at something. You want to quit instead of learning from it. But the Stoics didn't let temporary emotions control their actions. They focused on the bigger picture. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? What's my real goal here? Would my future self be proud of this reaction? For example, if someone disrespects you, is it worth ruining your mood over? Or is it better to stay calm and keep moving forward? If you feel discouraged, should you give up? Or remind yourself that every great person faced setbacks. If you want to waste time on distractions, should you give in? Or remember that your long-term goals matter more. When you think long-term, temporary emotions lose their power over you. You won't let a bad moment ruin your progress. Instead, you'll stay focused, disciplined, and in control, just like the Stoics. Closing scene, visual. A confident person walking away from negativity, looking calm and unbothered. So, how do you control your emotions? Pause before reacting. Control what you can, ignore what you can't. Stop taking things personally. Question your emotions. Practice voluntary discomfort. Use negative visualization. Focus on long-term goals. Master these, and nothing and no one will have power over your emotions again. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. And remember, stay calm, stay stoic.